Recently, a viewer sent me a Nintendo Switch Lite in pieces. They said there was a few things wrong with it, but if I could fix it, I could keep it and sell it. The viewer's words was that they were going to put their foot through the whole thing. These clips have in fact been taken from a live stream because I understand completely that not everybody can make it to the long streams that I do. With that being said, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I also stream here on YouTube as well. I found this particular fix very, very interesting and intriguing. I definitely wasn't expecting this to be the issue. I hope you enjoy it, and again, thank you to the viewer who sent this in to me. Big stretch, coffee, inject it into the veins. So we're missing a Joy-Con. This Joy-Con is relatively dirty, but nothing a little bit of isopropyl alcohol can't clean up. I've been told by the viewer that apparently it works. This is our bag of things. What's that? That's from inside a Joy-Con, right? What's going on here? So what I'm going to do, just make sure I don't have any sensitive information on this letter. I hope this item puts a smile on Sally's face. Original fault was corrosion marked on point A. Now, this person has also drawn us a lovely schematic. So it says on part A, which is here, this connector here. This drawing is 1,000 times better than any single drawing that I would ever make in my life. So apparently we had corrosion here on part A. Console come on other than B. So B being the analog stick. So marked an analog stick. So it could not solve the drift, which is an interesting one to me because I would just straight up replace the stick drift, but we'll see. Interested to see how I'm going to fix that, Martin says. And then I managed to damage the C connector. I say damaged, but it's clean snapped off the PCB. It's taped to the PCB. So we have the C connector here. This is on our daughter board, and I believe this is for the power and volume, etc. up here. The console did work 100% after I cleaned corrosion and replaced the ribbon cable A to A. Bag of bits of everything should be there. Good luck from Martin. Here we have said Nintendo Switch Lite, and we don't have the connector. I actually removed that. It's in the bag here. It's in the bag of bits. So here we have all of the bits. Look at all the screws, everything. So it's going to be a bit of a Frankenstein project. So apparently this is the connector that had liquid damage around. Now looking at this, it looks really clean, hey? I mean, I can't even see signs of corrosion or liquid damage here. You know, I'm just checking the status of the board. So here we have the antennas. Just going to make sure we don't have any more corrosion, because if there was corrosion on the board, oh, that's broken, right? That's snapped. Okay, so the fan connector needs replacing as well, because we're not going to get a good connection on there and our fan isn't going to work, so we need to replace that. I will check the pins and everything underneath these connectors. We seem to have a little rip in the cable here, but again, we'll check all of that. That connector's in okay. You see we have a little burn mark there, so we could have a bit of corrosion, so we'll clean that up. That might be something. I don't know whether that's ground. It looks like this fourth pin in is ground rather than the first one, but we'll double check. I can see little bits of corrosion. Yeah, I can just see little bits of corrosion here. So I might need to reflow that because some of that corrosion might have got underneath. This is a small BJ. I don't know if that's a fuel gauge. I'm not sure. But yeah, that might be, just bear that in mind. We might need to give that a little bit of a reflow as well. Now, the daughter board isn't in the console at the moment. So we'll check over that now and see what they were talking about when they said that they have a damaged connector on here also. So yeah, we can see that we have an issue here. But what I'm going to say, we have a bit of a torn trace here as well. We have something else going on here. There's been flux used here. That connector looks fine. This connector, does that look okay? That connector also looks fine. To be honest with you, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, oof, look at that. There's a big mark there. So I think what they've done is potentially use tweezers to get the board out and scratched it. Now what I'm thinking is we just straight up replace this daughter board. I've got plenty of daughter boards that aren't actually classified as donors because they still work. It'll be really pointless. Hear me out. It'll be very, very pointless here if I take a connector from a donor board that is working and then put it onto this board that isn't working, because then I'm just making the other board worse off when it works. Okay, so I'm just screwing this in just to see if it works now. I've been told that it works. Were they telling the truth? I have faith. Let's try it. Here we go. So we have something on the connector, 0.07. Do we have a battery symbol? Yes, okay, 210 milliamps. It's we're just kicking the charger into play. So we'll give it a couple of seconds. It's got some charge. We're at 210, so it shouldn't take us too long. If it was on like 0.07, then we're going to have a little bit of time to wait. But because it's on 210 milliamps, it shouldn't take long to bump up to fast charging, and then it should initialize and turn on. Now, the ribbon cable's loose, so I have to be super careful here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to make my life easier is unplug. There we go. And plug back in. All right, so I've even got sound. Only one of the speakers is plugged in right now. So it's on 2%. Do we get a healthy draw? 370 milliamps, up to 760 we do. Do we get touch? We do. Would you look at that? Where is it? Controllers, and we're going to test, because it was, I don't know if it was this one or the other one that had the stick drift, so I'm just going to check this one now. Calibrate control stick. So if I move this stick now and just hold it down, That looks good to me. This one isn't moving. So the dirty one that we have on the left-hand side is absolutely fine. I just need to turn it off because we need to do some, we need to put it all back together and test it fully. But they said about this joint, I think it was this one over here, not actually working.
Stabbing your soldering iron through the thumbstick might help.
Does it work? Here we go. Yes. Look at this though. I don't know if it just needs calibrating, because this is a brand new stick, by the way. Let's try and calibrate. It doesn't go all the way over. I don't think that's the stick. I need to get a close-up of the connector itself, you see. I mean, they're all pretty loose. Yeah, they're all pretty loose. Look, that looks like corrosion to me. So we need to, I'm going to get this off. I'm going to get this connector off. So I'm going to change out that connector, and I'm going to change out this connector. So let's change both of those out. There we go. Move that air around. And this is how you can get away. If you need to in tight areas, this is, I wouldn't recommend it. You could just go from underneath the board. But what I'm saying is that in tight areas where you're worried about burning the plastic, if you move your air around enough, then you can just do it like this. Takes practice though. Don't get me wrong. There we go. See? And that connector is not burnt in any way, shape or form, other than the issues that we have with it already. That's definitely liquid damage under there.
Does moving the air heat the board rather than the connector itself?
Correct.
Cause it's kinda crazy that the plastic doesn't melt at all, even though it melts at a much lower temperature than solder.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. So you're heating the board at that point, rather than the actual connector itself, which is why it doesn't burn. But that does look good to me. I'll double check it. Make sure we're all good. Again, we don't want to get any flux inside the connector, because that's where it goes. That's where it's like game over, you know. Solid. 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 Moving with the trace. Solid. Again, another way to check this. Continuity mode. Point A to point B. Yep. 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 Ground. Yep. And then we'll do the same. Should I use the same method for this? You guys want to see the same method again? I need to sort this scope out. It's so annoying. I need a better stand, guys. I need to put a stand from the wall. But saying that, the only issue being that the wall was very far away from my desk. But that is how I'm going to be able to sort this issue out. Wait for that to dry. When I say dry, become solid. They all look solid to me. Again, we'll just test though. Good. 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 Okay, touch all good. It's still doing the same thing. The people who said no are going to get paid, and there was only like 27% of those people. But look at that. Can you see that's as far as over as it goes? Is it going to be the joystick then? Let me change out the joystick. I'm just going to confirm. Because if I do another joystick and it doesn't work, because I've only used one of my joysticks. If I use another one of my joysticks and it doesn't work, then we have a bigger issue at hand here. We have a bigger issue at hand. Calibrate. We can try to calibrate. Let me do that before, but I don't think it's going to work. No. So on the calibration, it only goes over that far. This part here isn't really anything to do with the actual video. I just wanted to let it be known that the support from the community on my live streams recently has been absolutely insane, to the point where I've had to walk some of the stuff off. This was a good 20-25 minutes of me just receiving a ridiculous amount of bits and gifted subs. And even though I say it on stream, I feel like it deserves a dedicated thank you in this video. So I appreciate every single one of you for making my dream come true to be full-time in content creation. It's incredible. Thank you. Let's see if it works. Okay, so it goes that way. Look, it doesn't. Oh, this is about to get really interesting. Can you guys see? Look, this is another thumbstick. So I knew that this thumbstick was good. So we've replaced the thumbstick. So it goes this way, and it works this way up until a certain point. But can you see everything on this side? Look, and we've just replaced the connector. Look at that. I was then measuring on the board on loads of different areas, instructed by chat and just having a bit of a random guess myself, but I couldn't find any differences between this broken board and a donor board that I had. Everything seemed to be measuring absolutely fine. And I mean, that looks pretty bad as well. Look under there. What does this do? What are you for? What are you for? What do you do? Are you backlight? Are you fuel gauge? AJZ, is that fuel gauge, guys? Because that looks rough, hey? And that'll be a BGA. So I'm going to give that a reflow. Just going to apply some flux in the area. I'm getting a sweet smell, by the way. I'm getting a sweet smell. I'm going to try and give it a little nudge. That is not wanting to move. I think I'm actually going to have to take that area, the stuff off of that. That is bad. And I got a real like sweet smell there. Might want to let Joey know that the Joy-Con goes to the bottom of the STM32. All right, Roy, thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Calibrate control sticks and move this one over. Look, can you see how far it goes over? To be honest with you, that seems shorter than before, guys, no? Can you see how much shorter that is? So it goes over here, perfect. Goes down. Up is a struggle. So it's up and left. It's not even like left and right. It's up and left. It's either going to be the ST chip, the STM, whatever it was. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be that other IC that I reflowed that had like the sugar underneath of it. It's going to be one of those two. I don't know if it is the fuel gauge. It might be. But we're also, you know, the battery itself is showing good. As in, it's on 15%. This is our input IC. This is what we're going to be replacing. And do you remember this one as well? We had this little IC, which is absolutely tiny. It was BGA, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to take that off as well. But we're going to do it one step at a time. Chat, do we change this little IC first? Because it has corrosion underneath. Do we just change this first? Do you know what? I'm going to say yes. But the Joy-Con issues are ones that I've never, ever seen before. Need to make sure we don't burn the plastic on the right of us, which is the LCD connector. Again, I can smell that strong, sugary, whatever that is, sugary scent. Wow. The best thing to do here would probably be to remove the caps, if I'm honest with you. Because I'm pretty sure, you know the cartoon, Tom and Jerry? I'm pretty sure Jerry had big ears, right? I think that's another thing that I used to get called when I was younger. There we go. All right. That should be okay. Again, it's such a small IC, I don't think it's going to matter. Am I going to be proven wrong? Most probably. Let's put this chip on. Oh, okay. Is it on? I think so. Now we're just going to go for the reflow. So it's still got a little bit of flux there, so I won't need to do anything. So I'm just going to reflow it in place. Hold the heat, hold the heat, hold the heat. We give it a little tap. I think I need to put a little bit more flux. I don't think it's sat down right. I think it's going to play us up. I'm taking off. Stay. Get off. Where's my other tweezers? I have to be super careful here. Okay, good. Right now, can we clasp it in between the jig? Dun, dun, dun. It's like a movie, this. Yo! Wicked. A little bit of flux. A little bit of braidation to the nation. Look at that. There was a day where I would have been trying to do this on my mat. Like, that would have happened. And people would have been cursing me. Now, I need the smallest balls that I've got. Right, what do I have, chat? So I've got 0.4, 0.2. These are the smallest ones that I have. Perfect. Oh, this is it might be a bit too small. Guys, do we think that's too small? Do I need 0.4s? Ball number one. Oh, that is absolutely exquisite. I need to add some flux here. So we'll come with the flux now. Go, go, go. Flow, 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 flow. Flow. Flow yourself. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Here we go. Let's get it nice and comfortable. Oh, I knocked my hand. That's on the board though. Good, good, good. We're okay, we're okay. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Look at that. And we're just going to flow this into place. We should see it bounce. There we go. You see that bounce? Oh, that's what we want. That's it. Oh my god. Do you see how much I moved that then? I thought the game was the game and I was out of the game. Okay, hear me out. It doesn't do anything now. Did I plug it in? Okay. Interesting. So we managed to actually get onto the calibration. Yeah. This is the moment. Test that way first. Okay. I'm going to test the other way, which is where we were having issues. This way was fine. Yeah. It's good that it's working. We haven't messed it up. Let's do it the other way. Okay. Let's try and calibrate. Look at it. Pathetic. Over to the scope. Now we're going to change out the big boy. This one. No, I lied. This one. I'm not going to replace the solder. I'm going to go straight for a dry swap. You heard it here first. Is this a wise move? Potentially not. I'm going to do it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do it diagonally. Diagon alley, right? And then what I'm going to do is grab my other set of tweezers. There we go. If this fixes it, I'll be super surprised and both super impressed. Now, we are going to have to apply flux. think we lined that up pretty good, chat. It's good to me. So long just for a drift. I know, but I have to fix it. And you guys want to see this work, right? It can't just be me. Right, bonjour, Rodney. Where's my tweezers? I know this is a slightly long process, but the thing is, if I don't do this now and nothing works, then I'm going to be kicking myself. So, do it nice or do it twice is my motto. All solid. And we didn't even prep the pads. Look at that. All using the unleaded that is already on the board. Now, this one. Okay. Does it go that way, to the right? Does it go this way? Yes, it does. Does it go down? Yes, it does. It goes up. I can't remember if it went up last time. I can't remember. All right. Does it go to me? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. Perfect. Just to make sure that we got the clicks as well. Clicks works fine. Left, right. Left, right. Super happy. This is the chip that was the culprit. STM32. Bish bash bosh. As always, a huge thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new, because I definitely did. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.